Hey guys, Black Ninja 797 here. In today's video, this is going to be my probably most opinionated commentary ever. The topic for today's video is actually going to be why I think that Black Ops 2 is the best Call of Duty ever. And there's a huge reason for this. And I'm not going to be going into too much detail because I've explained these points mostly before, in summary on previous videos. But for those of you guys that are new to my channel, because I have been growing a lot recently, and also for those of you guys that don't know the main reason why I love Black Ops 2, I'm going to be explaining in today's video. So these are the reasons why I personally believe that Black Ops 2 is the best Call of Duty game ever. Number one, the game has good score streaks. This game implemented score streaks for the first time, so that way you could do anything and get your streaks. You could play the objective, you could kill people, you could even do stuff like practically doing nothing. If you just got repeated like assists, or you were just having a bad day and you got repeated assists, you could still slowly but surely get even the top streak in the game, which was incredible. That was actually really cool, and it rewarded people for doing things other than just killing. Modern Warfare 2, I would say, is the second best game for score streaks. Black Ops 2 is the best in my opinion is because the game not only rewarded you for pretty much doing everything, but the game also rewards you well for doing everything. Black Ops 2 streaks were great. There is no streak that I can think of that actually is 100% trash in this game. The only semi-bad streak in Black Ops 2 was the Warthog, but if you got a map like Carrier or Cove, it could still go ham and it would still do well. But the rest of the streaks, they just do incredibly well. The Lodestar's great, the VTOL's great, the VSAT's great, the Stealth Chopper's great, the Swarm, the K9 unit, everything. Even the Hunter Killer drone, something that is pretty much almost like a 3 or like a 4 kill streak that you expect to get like 1 kill or like 2 kills. The thing is at least consistent, and I can even get up to a quad feed with it, which is really cool. So other than that, let's talk about the maps. The maps is also another good thing about this game. The maps accommodate for the streaks, which is, tying back into the streaks. And it made so that way the streaks go ham. There was not too many buildings, but there was also not too much, open parts of the map. It was just perfect. It was also 3 lanes for the most part. The game had really good map design because it made so that way it was predictable. Ghosts is an example that I can think of for bad map flow. I know a lot of people actually, looking back, liked Ghosts, and people even liked Ghosts from the very beginning, but in my opinion, the maps in Ghosts were not the best. They were very, very open maps, and they were very slow, and they were very clunky, and you could die from pretty much anywhere. Black Ops 2 is the exact opposite of that. You don't die from just, everywhere in BS corners. You can actually get streaks that will go ham, and you will not die mid-streak by somebody that is off on the distance, with a thermal scope, sniper rifle that you can't even see because he's so far away hiding in a ghillie suit. You don't have to worry about that. And I'm so glad that that was the case. And the maps not only were good for multiplayer at the beginning, but throughout the Season Pass's life cycle, from out the DLC maps were also good. There were some maps like Detour, and there were some maps like... Actually, no, the only one I can think of at the top of my head is Detour, just because I've been playing that recently. It's funny, if I didn't even play that, I probably couldn't even remember the bad DLC maps. But the DLC maps, for the most part, were also good. You had stuff like Rush, which was the paintball map. You had Cove, which was like that open beach map. You had Grind, the skate park. There was mostly just good DLC maps, and I like that. You also had some of the Black Ops remakes. You had the remakes of Summit, Firing Range, and then Nuketown, which was awesome. And Nuketown's even free in Black Ops, so you have to have it to be able to play. So that's cool how you get a free good map, and I like that. Black Ops 2 had great score streaks and had great maps. Now let's talk about another thing, is that overall, the game modes were great. And I'm not talking about Domination, TDM, and Kill Confirm, just like the normal game modes and multiplayer. I'm talking about campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. Let's start with the campaign. Black Ops 2's campaign was great. Great fallout from Black Ops 1, and you could understand the story even if you didn't exactly play the previous, Black Ops game. It would actually explain some things that you could understand, and you could be like, oh, hey, I didn't know that, and then you might even go back and play Black Ops 1 because your first Call of Duty could have been Black Ops 2 or something like that. And the game was great. The campaign also, I believe, was the first campaign to actually have multiple endings or decisions that you could change throughout the campaign. You could actually choose to kill or let someone live in certain instances in the campaign. But the campaign was good. It was linear. It was dynamic. It was unique. and it was really cool. I wish that Black Ops 3 would have done this, because Black Ops 3's campaign was kind of lackluster, and if you could at least make decisions in the campaign, that would have helped out a lot, because there is a lot of things that in Black Ops 3's campaign I would have changed if it was a multi-ending campaign. Now let's talk about multiplayer. I explained that I love the streaks, and I explained that I love the maps, but another reason why I liked multiplayer so much in Black Ops 2 is because the multiplayer was great for solo people and people with friends, and great for YouTubers. Those are the main three things that I can think of immediately. It was great for playing solo, it was great for playing with friends and messing around, and it was great for making YouTube videos. Black Ops 2 was the prime for Call of Duty when it came to making YouTube videos, in my opinion. That's when Vanoss started growing, when he made his Black Ops 2 funny moments with his friends. That's when there was trolling around, and that's probably how like Merc Music and everybody got started. Black Ops 2, I can think of so many YouTubers that made so many great videos. Black Ops 2's multiplayer had so much potential, and it nailed it. It nailed it on its head easily. You had so many people just playing casually, you had so many people playing with their friends and having a good time, and you had so many great YouTube videos for YouTubers. Black Ops 2's YouTube videos are one of the funnest things to watch, because you can actually see the happiness in the video. People weren't actually pretending to like the game because there was no reason to, because Call of Duty was good back then. And even if people hated the game, looking back on now, they actually like the game, which is good to hear, because you don't see a lot of people necessarily saying, hey, this game sucks, and it still sucks. You actually will see people actually saying, hey, you know, looking back on this, it's still actually a good game. You could even see that, surprisingly, with some people saying that Ghosts is good looking back, or Advanced Warfare looking back. It's not as common as Black Ops 2, or, you know, even like some of the older Call of Duties, but it's actually happening, and I'm glad, because if people look back and they say, hey, this game's not actually that bad, I might even, you know, hop on it, it revives the player base, just like it did with Black Ops 2. If people still hated Black Ops 2, there's no way that the population on the game right now would be over 100,000. It just wouldn't happen. That's also another reason why I like the multiplayer, is because it keeps making a comeback every single time. Black Ops 2 is the most played Call of Duty I've seen out of the whole entire series consistently. It was popular during its life cycle, popular during Ghosts, Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3 is probably the smallest that the population has been ever since the game came out, but it was still pretty high. And then when it became backwards compatible, it went back to 100,000 people plus, which was crazy to see. I've never seen more people on a Call of Duty game than Black Ops 2 ever. It is insane. Now let's talk about the zombies. Zombies was great. I loved Mob of the Dead, I loved Buried, and I loved Origins. Transit and Die Rise were my least favorite two. I would probably say that from Transit onward, they were actually getting a lot better. I personally think that Transit was the worst and Origins was the best, and all the other maps, you know, were somewhere in the middle. The best way I can describe it is like this. Let's say Transit's the worst, Die Rise is the second worst. I don't want to say that Buried's like the third worst, but I would say it's my least preferred out of my top three, which is, you know, Buried, Mob of the Dead, and Origins. So let's say that Buried is my third favorite instead of my, you know, my third least. And then Mob of the Dead is second to best, and then Origins is the best. That's the order of the maps. So basically, pretty much except for one minor map difference, the maps always got better in Black Ops 2 Zombies, which was cool, and I liked that. And there's also more maps liked than there is disliked, which is also another good thing. So even though technically 3 out of the 5 maps are the only good ones, they were so good that you can go back and play them anytime. I love playing Mob of the Dead, I love playing Buried, and I love playing Origins. The Blundergat, the Paralyzer, the staffs, the Easter eggs, the zombie bosses, everything about Black Ops 2 Zombies was incredible, and I liked the game for that very, very much. Another thing I want to talk about Black Ops 2 is that this game is the only game that I can actually think that it didn't have any big problems to what it has now. Black Ops 2, yes, did have lag, and yes, it still was, you know, at the time considered, you know, the same thing every year, and it still is considered that even to this day. But Black Ops 2 was the final Call of Duty, other than Ghost technically, because, like, even though Ghost still technically kept the same, you know, tradition of Ghost, you know, being on the ground and everything, Black Ops 2 is the last successful Call of Duty that I can think of that had traditional, you know, Call of Duty-esque stuff. It didn't have the supply drops at the time, it didn't have the exosuits at the time, it didn't have a whole bunch of skill-based matchmaking and sweats all the time. It was just more chill and more laid back, and you were able to pub stomp easier, and there was a lot less tryhards. But now the games like Black Ops 3, even though Black Ops 3 is by all means still a good game, it's actually kind of a comeback for Call of Duty, to be honest. But Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was my favorite Call of Duty and still will be. In fact, it's my favorite game, period, because of all the memories I had on it. You could literally play anything on this game, whether it be zombies, multiplayer, campaign, private match, make a YouTube video, or just goof around. This game had it all, and it nailed it on the head so well. And if I could go back to the year when Black Ops 2 was the newest at its peak, I would love that. But anyways, guys, this is going to be today's video. I know this was very personal and very opinion-based, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. And if you did, I would really appreciate if you could drop a thumbs up on the video if you guys liked today's video. And also subscribe if you guys are new, because I'd really appreciate it. Let you guys know if I'm making a video. Let me know your favorite Call of Duty in the comments section below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys.